Hey, what's up guys, Alberto6548 here, and welcome to a different kind of video. As you can probably see from the screen here, I'm going to be making a tier list of the Walking Dead characters from all 4 seasons. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to get right into it. I'll give a little brief description about what I liked about each character, and then dragging them into their associated place, for my opinion. And I've sorted the characters out in order of appearance in the seasons. So up until here, it's season 1. This is the start of the DLC, 400 days, and it ends here. Start of season 2, which ends, I think, here. Season 3, all the way up until here, and then season 4. So I'm just going to get right into this, because I don't want this video to be too long. Now, Lee, he was like, despite the fact he only had one season where he actually appeared as a physical person, Clem did have flashbacks of him. He was just such an awesome character. It was a shame that he had to die, but he has to go in the absolute best. Clementine, no explanation needed. Absolute best. Now, Vernon, we didn't see much of him. I think we first saw him in episode 4. But he did end up betraying us and taking the boat, so, I mean, but he was an interesting character, so I'll put him in the middle. Ben, not me, but Ben from the game. He was an interesting character. I'll probably be saying that exact line for most of these. Basically, I mean, yeah, he was a nice guy, but it was a shame that he had to get Doug or Carly or depending on who you save in the first episode, either Carly or Doug. It's a shame that he gets them killed. Especially, it's a shame that he gets stuck in what's her name? I forgot her name. Kenny's first wife, Katja. It's a shame that he unfortunately gets him killed, but he was a cool character. But actually, I'll put him in here. Chuck. I think he first appeared in episode 3. Again, he was a very likable character in my opinion. But again, it was a shame that he had to die. I think you probably noticed in, I think it was episode 4, I think it was. He was cool. I liked him. Now, these 3, the St. John's, I forgot her name. Wait, I think her name was Brenda. All 3 of these characters were very interesting. The fact that it made us think that their dairy farm was like a regular dairy farm, but it turns out that they eat people. Although that may not have always been the case. I think they just had to resort to eating people once the apocalypse started or something like that. But all 3 of the St. John's, Brenda, Andy and Danny. I think Brenda can go in here. Andy can go in cool. I liked him better than Danny. Kenny. Despite the fact that it looks like this is a picture from season 3, so I think you can still let him live. So no real explanation needed. He was one of the absolute best characters. Larry. Right from the get-go, I did not like this character, so I'm going to put him in here. Although there was points where it's like there were certain points in the game where like I kind of liked his character, but most of the time I didn't like him. Now the cow here, I think her name was Mabel. Not much. We didn't see much of her. We only saw her when we went to the St. John's Dairy. But I'll just put her in the middle here. I don't even know why she's in here, being that she only had like a brief appearance. Katja. She was cool. She was very cool. Carly, yeah, she was one of the absolute best characters, and it is a shame that she had to die. Doug was cool, but it's a shame he had to die as well, because we didn't save him. We saved Carly. Glenn, he was cool. Apparently, this guy, he was like a cameo from the comic book series, which is what the game is based off. What the game series is based off. So I'm gonna put him in here. Now, what's this guy's name again? I think it's Mike. I forgot his name, but anyway, he was cool, so I'm gonna put him in here. Obviously, being there is cool. Now, her name was Bree. I didn't like her at first, but I think eventually she's started to become like a cool character. But I'm still gonna put her in here. Just gonna check the recording software. Yep, it's all still going. Now, Molly, she was pretty interesting. The fact that she named her, I think it was an ice pick. She named it Hilda, which was pretty cool. So I'm gonna put her in here. Duck, he was cool. No explanation needed. Omid, we're getting to the end of season 1. Getting up to 400 days soon. Omid, he was very cool. Krista, I mean, I don't really like her much. I liked Omid better than her. I'm gonna put her in here. Now I think actually I might move Larry down into here. I think this guy's name was Russell. We're in the 400 Days DLC now. He was cool. The fact that, because we chose to hide from the truck that I think this guy was in, we saw Carly's body. He was a cool guy. This guy, I didn't really like him. I can't even remember his name. I can't remember these guys' names either. I'll put them in here. But I saved this guy, so I'm gonna put him in one spot up. Now I remember this guy's name was Vince. I remember while recording I did have trouble remembering his name. He was cool, so I'm putting him in here. I think this guy's name was Wyatt. Another one of the stories. He was interesting, but not as cool. Now I think this guy's name was Eddie, and he was with Wyatt in his story, and we actually saw him in a flashback near the end of season 4, which was interesting. So I'm gonna put him in here. He was pretty cool. Actually, I'm gonna put him in here. I think this person's name was Shell. I mean, I didn't really like her, so I'll put her in here. Same with this person, whose name I've forgotten. Now, Sam the dog. God. I mean, he was cool. I don't know whether to put him in cool or meh. I'll just put him in the middle. It's a shame he had to die. Well, he didn't die because I couldn't kill him. There was an option to kill him. I just couldn't do it. I could not do it at all. Now, Walter. He was cool, but he got Nick killed. Unfortunately, he didn't save him from a walker, so I'm gonna put him in here. But I still liked his character. Carlos, he was cool. He was very useful because he was a doctor. Carver, he was one of the most interesting villains I've ever seen. So I'm gonna put him in here. I'm tossing actually in between here and here, but I'm settling on here. Luke, he was cool. Nick, he was cool. Sarah, I mean, I liked her, but not as much as the other guys. Sarita, Kenny's second wife, she was cool. Rebecca. At first I didn't like her, but eventually I liked her a bit more, so she'll go in here. Pete, yeah, I liked him. Mike, he was cool as well. Bonnie, I didn't really like her. I didn't really trust her, despite the fact that she was with us most of the time of episodes. I think a bit of episode 3, or like near the end of episode 3, all throughout episode 4, and then partway through episode 5. The fact that she betrayed us, I didn't like that. Arvo, I did not like him. Reggie, he was cool. Shame he had to die on Carver's orders, or Carver's hands. Alvin, he was very cool. I think this guy's name was Troy. He was pretty cool, but he's going in the middle. AJ, this is from season 4, but he was first appeared in season 2. He's one of the absolute best characters. Jane, I didn't really like her. I thought I could trust her, but obviously you saw how that turned out. She made me kill Kenny, and then I went on alone. Now we're on to season 3, and that looks like from season 3 as well. So again, she could have lived. I wonder if both Kenny and... Wait, no, they both could not have lived. It would have to be one or the other. Ava, I mean, I didn't not like her, but she was cool. Eleanor, she was cool. Gabe, I know most other people didn't like him, but I found him really cool. He had a crush on Clementine. Kate, I didn't really like her, but I'm not going to put her in here. I'm going to put her in here. Let's see. I think Dr. Lingard is his name. I'm just going to put him... I'm going to put him in here. I mean, I didn't... there was just moments where I didn't like him, but... I did still like him. He was a cool character. Jesus, or Paul... He was freaking awesome. All the stunts he was doing. Actually, I'm going to put him up here. The absolute best. Mariana, she was cool. Shame she had to die. Trip, he was cool. Harvey, he was one of the absolute best. He was probably one of the best characters from season 3. Same thing with David. I liked his character a lot. I forgot his name, but I'm just going to put him in here. Now, Conrad, for the time being, I liked his character, but when he had Gabe at gunpoint, I didn't want to take I didn't want to listen to his suggestion and betray Clementine, so it's a shame I had to shoot him. I wish there could have been another option, but I'm going to put him in the middle. Joan, I didn't like her. Well, I hated her. Clint, at first I didn't like him, but I think he became more towards Harvey's side. Now, I think we're on the last few characters from season 3. I forgot this guy's name, but the fact that at first, when we first met him, we didn't... Well, I don't know if you guys liked him, but I didn't really like him. But as the episodes went on, we saw more of him, and I started to like him also. He was pretty cool. Badger, hated him. Now on to season 4. Now, Brody, she was very interesting. The fact that she was the one who revealed what really happened to 10 Sisters. There's nothing really else that I can say about Brody, but she was interesting. But I'm going to put her in the middle here. Abel, that's the same thing with this guy here. The last person in the cool row, if you're not seeing my cursor. It was the same concept with him. At first I hated him, but then But then I started to like him, like when he was terrified of turning and he pleaded for us to kill him. He goes in cool as well. Minerva, we thought we wouldn't actually see her in game, like she was only mentioned, but the fact that we actually saw her, that was cool. Rosie, she was freaking awesome. Marlon, another character who died so early, he was one of the absolute best. Lily, technically it should have been from season 1. It should have when I was going through season 1. Anyway, she was cool in this season. I mean, I liked her in the first season, but I think I liked her better in this season, or in the fourth season, the final season. I think I'll put her in the middle here. Mitch, another person who we didn't see a lot of. He only died in the second episode by the hands of Lily. But I really liked his character. I wish we could have seen more of him. The same with Marlon. Sim, he was cool. The fact that he had a crush on Ruby, that was interesting. That was nice. I'm going to put him as cool. James, his character was very, very interesting. The fact that he used a walker mask to get past herds, and the fact that he was able to guide them, that was one of the facts that I liked his character a lot. Therefore, he goes in the very top. He was one of the absolute best. Same thing with Lewis, hands down. He was probably the best character out of the final season. Clementine she can be for all 4 seasons, but Lewis, he was the absolute best, and his relationship with Clementine, that was just pure awesome. That was just so sweet. Every time they kissed, that was just so sweet. Omar, the chef Omar, as Lewis called him, he was pretty cool, but not as awesome as the others. Ruby, I mean, she was useful, patch people up, but she was cool. She was cool. Not the best though. 10, he was pretty cool. Again, I'm gonna put him in here. Actually, I'm gonna put him up here. He was one of the best characters. Violet, I mean, I don't really like her that much. Anyway, yeah, I don't really like her that much. I'll put her in here. Probably could have added a little middle section between cool and meh. And Willie, last of all. The fact that he was able to, I think he was the one who was good at making traps. That was cool. And like his first introduction to Clementine, he was like, "Hi." If you don't remember what I'm talking about, just go back and watch the first episode of the final season. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, Willie can go. I don't know whether to put him in the best or cool. I think I'll put him in cool. And there we are. That is my tier list for The Walking Dead seasons 1 to 4 plus 400 days. I know there was another DLC, I think for season 1, Michonne. Probably should have played that. But their characters weren't in here, so that would have taken a bit longer. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Walking Dead content just like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.